Good morning, everyone. We are back to Saturday Stamping with Sarah. Welcome to Morning of Stamping. Good morning to Dee and Mary. Mary, I have been praying for you, and Becky and Nancy and Lori and Karen and Amanda and Angelique. I'm so glad you guys, and Kelly, I'm so glad you guys are all here and popping on. And Michelle, good morning. It is a chilly one here in Wisconsin this morning. Holy cow. It went from like 80 in the middle of the week, and we had no air conditioning in the classroom that I teach in because it was being fixed, of course, yesterday. Um, but it went from that where I was like sweating all day to I walked out this morning and I'm like, I think I need a jacket or at least a sweatshirt. So good morning, Betty and Linda. Um, I'm excited. Today we are going to be doing some fall cards. I know some of you last week said that you wanted me to do the reindeer set, and I'm planning that for next Saturday. I actually, as I was laying in bed this morning, good morning, Denise. Um, I was laying in bed this morning and I came up with this idea of what I want to do with that reindeer set. And so I'm really hoping that it works. I'm going to try it after this. So I am without a dog this morning. Lila is with my mom and dad. So I do tech at my mass. I help with putting the words up on the screen and running the cameras and all of that kind of stuff. And I was asked to do a wedding today at 2:00 this afternoon. So I have to be there at 1:30. And then the person who is in charge of it is gone for the weekend. So she said, do you think you could possibly do the 4:30 mass too? And I said, I suppose I could just stay in Little Chute and go to my mom and dad's and do that as well. And so my mom and dad were heading up to the cottage. And so they're like, how about if we just pick Lila up and let her go to the cottage since you're going to be busy all day? So lucky her, she's being spoiled by grandma and grandpa, and she gets to go up to the cottage. And then at like about 9:30 last night, the girl called me, or she sent me a text and said, you don't have to do 4:30 mass. I found somebody else to do it. So, well, that's kind of nice. I kind of have some free time today to get some stamping done. So I decided that today, since it was supposed to be here in Wisconsin, and it looks like, Lori, I think you're in Illinois, and 53 is pretty chilly. Yeah. Right now, I think it is. Let me see if I have the temperature here on my computer. I don't. I used to have it posted, but I must have something else now. But it's pretty chilly out this morning. Um, what was I going to say? Since it's kind of turning fall here, I decided I was going to do fall cards this morning. And next week, I'm going to use that all about autumn or more than autumn or whatever, the one that has like the little coffee things and has like all the saying, all the words. I'm going to use that. And I'm also going to use the reindeer set because I know there were like 3 people, I think, that asked me about the reindeer set. So thank you for those of you who shared. Let's get to prizes. And then I'm going to show you some of the new scrapbooking stuff. We're actually going to use some of it. Temperature says 47 here. Okay, thanks, Amanda. Yeah, it's a little chilly. So let's give some prizes. I'll show you some new stuff, and then we will get to stamping. So last week, we broke open a Christmas set and made this very simple card. Simple but elegant, right? Using the, I think it's called the Season of Elegance. And then we also did this fun fold that lays flat, but then can stand up straight. And we use some of that Winter Regals, I think it's called, designer series paper. And receiving these for commenting. So anytime you comment, it can be here on YouTube live. It can be in YouTube after the fact. It can be on the Facebook post that I post that tells you where the video is, gives you the link to the video. Any of those places, if you make a comment, you get put into a drawing. I assign everybody a number. My numbers are over here somewhere, and I actually need them because I don't remember one. Let me grab them. Okay, so winning for commenting was number 17, and I'm not exactly sure who this is. So in your name, as it appears, I think it was in YouTube, it says Smiley J. So I don't know who Smiley J is. So if you are Smiley J if you could let me know in an email or make a comment that this is me and tell me who you are, I will get these cards off in the mail to you. So congratulations, and thank you for all of you who commented. Love more about autumn. Okay. Lori's made some really, really cute cards with that. I think that that is a really cute set. And then for sharing. So anytime you share, whether it's on your Facebook page, you send an email to someone like, hey, check out this video, whatever you do, you also get entered into a drawing and receiving these faux glass dots, which we're going to be using these today on both of our cards because they're awesome for autumn, is number 7. And this person, I should know Mary Stamp. I have a couple of different Marys that watch me. I'm not exactly sure which Mary that is. So if your name on YouTube is Mary Stamp, please let me know. I could probably go back and figure it out because I think once before this person won, but I'm not positive. So I will get these in the mail to you as soon as I know who you are. I promise. Okay. And then anytime you place an order, and I'll give you my host code. Whoops, that's not the right one. That's the right one. Anytime you place an order, you also during the week, you also get put into a drawing to win a stamp set. So this is the stamp set. We're going to be using this today, Carrying Leaves. I thought this was so simple, but I thought there would be so many cool things that you could do with it. Hello. Let's see. I think I said hello to Michelle. And Arena, welcome. And so this person is, and I have all of the orders. You all got a slip of paper here. There were 4 of you this since Tuesday, so that's pretty good. The new catalog went live, so that's probably why. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these, and the winner is Kay Van Epron. So Kay, I don't know if you have this set or not. I have other things that I can pick that I have in my little stash. So if you have this, just let me know and I can get you something else. But those are winners for this week. All right, I have to tell you some kind of exciting news, and I'm going to keep my host code up there for right now. So I became a demonstrator, I think it's like 15 years now, maybe. And I just joined to be a hobby demonstrator. I loved stamping so much. And I'm like, I only have to spend like $100 a month and I get a discount on all of this stuff. So I was like, yep, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it because I was going to all these different scrapbooking and stamping places and Hobby Lobby and everywhere else and buying things, and nothing ever matched. So then you had to buy more of it to get things that matched. And so I decided, yep, I'm going to do it. It was actually Valentine's Day. It was a Valentine's Day gift to myself. It was during celebration. Well, eventually I started to do a class here and there because my mom had some friends who stamped. I met some people through a raffle that I did. I gave a big shot away at our church, like an event that our church had. And with it, I said I would do a class for 4 people, or I think 6 people, so that they could learn how to use the big shot. Well, some of them are still in my stamp clubs today and they come to my stamping events, and some of them are downlines for me now as well. And so my exciting news is I never, ever, ever dreamed that I would be one of those Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who won the annual incentive trip that Stampin' Up! Offers. I think I'm going to get it this week, this month, this year. I mean, this is our last month. So we have until September 30th to qualify. I am very, very close. And honestly, and I have to say, only 1%, less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators earn this incentive trip, which for me, it's like, oh, I can't believe that. Because I work a full-time job that's more than a full-time job. And then I do this. So it's just something fun that I do, right? But I just, it's all because of all of you who watch me, those of you who place orders for me, my downlines, the people who are on my team. We're having a team meeting next Saturday. And let me tell you, I cannot thank all of you enough. Because it's because of all of that I am this close. So I'm like around $1,000 away in sales, and I will make the incentive trip, which It's so funny because the incentive trip for this year is to Disney. And like they've done Mexico, they've done Fiji, they've done Alaskan cruise, they've done Greek cruises or the cruise of the Greek islands. And like all of that stuff to me would be like, oh, that's so fascinating. Disney isn't as fascinating, but I don't even care. I know how much they spoil everyone, and a free trip's a free trip, right? And so even just being able to go and be with other demonstrators will be fun. So I'm really crossing my fingers. I know I still have to work hard to get it, but I'm so excited. And I wanted to share it with you because I'm so grateful to all of you. You guys are the ones that have helped me to do that. So I'm going to keep working because I have to work. I'm so close. I'm not going to let it slip by. I'm going to actually get it. So I will keep working for you. And I thank you for always supporting me. So, all right, let's turn the camera. Let's get our different camera going here. Let's get rid of this. And we'll go here and we'll slide this over. There's our screen. I'm going to turn my overhead light off. That's better. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Not only did the annual or the mini catalog go live, but also they have some scrapbooking for those of you who are scrapbookers. They have some scrapbooking line that are online exclusives that also went live. And I purchased some of the paper because I don't have kids. I don't have grandkids. I used to do service trips with our high school kids, and I used to scrapbook all of those. But then I was doing like 4 of them a year, and it's like I couldn't keep up with all the scrapbooking. And so I kind of got away from scrapbooking and got more into the doing just the card making. And so I'm going to set this. Here we go. Get that out of my way. So, but I loved the papers that were in here that they offered. So this one is called, and we're going to actually use this one today, Sweet Days of Autumn. Right. And what's different about these packs is normally in our DSP, you have 2 sheets of 6 designs or 6 two-sided design, like, so you have 12 designs, there's 6 sheets, and you get 2 of each one. So you get 12 sheets of paper. In this autumn one, there are only the 3 designs and you get 4 of each one. So if you want to mass produce some of these, this is a great way to mass produce because you have so many. So look at this. I thought this would even be cute for a baby card, right? If you're going to a baby shower in the fall, look at all those cute little animals. And then the back side is this. And when I saw this, when it came in, I got it yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this with the caring leaves. So that got me to work on a card for tonight. And tonight. I'm so used to being at night. Today, this morning. And so we're going to combine these together. But then look at how cool these all go together. Like if you wanted to mix and match, look at that. Look at how rich that is for autumn. And then that goes with it as well. And then if you flip it over, it looks like that with the Cajun craze. So all of these like mix together so well that I was like, I'm really glad that I ordered 2 packs of this, but some of you on here are my team. I'm going to be gifting them with a sample pack of some of this stuff. So, and then there is a Halloween one. So it's Halloween spells. This one has 4 different sheets and you get 3 of each one. Look at that. Is that not cute? And look at how that goes with the purple or the gorgeous grape. And then the granny apple green that has this kind of goes with that potions and spells. And then it has this. You could cut these apart and make a little strip. And then the back side is stuff that you could really use for any occasion. Okay, I love black and white together. So yeah, so that is that new stuff. You can find that online. Did I tell you what this one was called? I think I did. Halloween spells. They also have, and I did not get this because I don't scrapbook, but they have like a whole kit that has some die cuts, some stuff that's already it's not stamped, but it's what do you call it? Printed, and then you can just punch it out and you can put it on cards along with some of the stuff. And there's also, I have some coming, but I ordered the reindeer. Some of the stuff I ordered and I did second day air because I wanted to have it by this weekend so that I could cut for my team meeting. There was other stuff that I was like, I don't really need this for my team meeting, but I'm going to use it for my classes in October or November. And so some of that stuff I didn't pay for the 2-day air because it gets really, really expensive. So they have some two-toned cardstock and they have 12 by 12 cardstock in a lot of the different colors. So I did get the cards for the 12 by 12 that goes with the reindeer, which is another reason why I decided to wait to do the reindeer stuff next week so that I could show you that with that. So this is the new paper. All right. Let's see where I'm going to put that. I'll put that right there. All right, so our first card that we are going to make, like I said, I'm going to use this Caring Leaves, which I just gave away as a prize. This was one of the first things on my list of things that I wanted. It is a standalone stamp set. I want to say it's $20 or less. I mean, it's one of the cheaper ones. There's not a lot in here, but there's so much that you could do with this. And so that's what we're going to be using for our first card today. And I'm starting with a card base, and this is just going to be an easy layout. And then the second card that I'm going to make will be my fun fold for the day. So I know that there are some people who are just new to stamping, or there are people that are like, I want to be able to make something really quick and easy. And so some of these layouts are nice to have as well. So this is our pecan pie, and this is just 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So it's just a half a sheet of cardstock, and then I folded it in half. And then I have a piece of this paper. Remember how I said how well I felt like these two went together? So we have this paper, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And I also have a 4 by 5 1/4 of Very Vanilla. That's going to be for the inside of our card. I have a strip of, this is crushed curry, and this measures 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. You could do 2 if you wanted to. 1 3/4 would probably work. We can kind of take a look at it. I think you'd be further ahead to do 2 if you don't like 8ths. All right, so that's that piece. And then I used our Stylish Shapes, and I thought I brought those dies over here to show you. But they have squares, circles, and they have little banners. And I cut 3 of these. This is the second from the smallest. So there's one smaller than this, and then this is the next one. All right, we are going to take these, and we're going to take this, and we're going to take our envelope, and we're going to do some stamping. So there are 2 stamps here that are outlines, and there are 2 stamps that fill in the outline. So my thought was, and then there are 2 greetings. So we're using every single stamp in this stamp set today. My thought was, if I put these squares across here like this, I could put one of each of the leaves on the side, and I could put this greeting right in the center, and then add a little bow or something to it. And I thought that would look really good. And it actually turned out pretty nice. Now, I didn't exactly know what to do for stamping these. I struggled a little bit. So I'm going to show you what I ended up with. And then afterwards, I'll show you some of the other things that I tried. Mary Stamp, you won. You're from Indianapolis, Indiana. You have to let me know which Mary you are, because I think you've won before. So I think I have your address, but I don't remember which Mary you are. So if you could let me know which Mary you are, you can send it in an email or you can put it in the comments. It doesn't matter to me. All right, so let's stamp. I decided to use the full strength on the outline of the stamp or the leaves, and then I stamped off for the inside of the leaves. So let's actually start with our greetings. Let's do, this is pecan pie, which I didn't think I'd ever, when they got rid of soft suede, I thought, how am I ever going to live without soft suede? And this pecan pie, I just absolutely love. So I am going to stamp this not quite in center, just down from center a little bit, because I am going to put a bow just with some linen thread on the top of that. And so I want to save some room for that so the bow doesn't run into the words. Okay, so then on the inside, we're going to use the other greeting. So you're simply the best. Some things never change. Okay, so the fact that they're simply the best doesn't change. So I'm going to put that in the center. I just love the greetings too, right? They're so cool. All right, then let's put the pecan pie away. And I'm going to bring out the crushed curry. And I am going to stamp the outline first. Hey, Kathy Miller. All right, I'm going to stamp this, and we are going to do this in full strength. And again, this is crushed curry. And then the inside of it, I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to line up where kind of like those veins, I think they're called, of the leaf. I'm going to try to line those up, but if you don't line them up perfectly, I'm going to tell you it still looks really good because I've done it a couple of times. All right, I'm going to keep that out, and I'm going to do another one of those leaves down here. All right, and I think I'm going to also put one on the envelope. Actually, nope, I did the other leaf on, I was thinking the other leaf on the envelope. So we'll just stamp this up. All right, on this other one, we're done with crushed curry. Kathy, I love this stamp set too. I was telling them this was one of my favorites. So, okay, then I am going to, this is Mossy Meadow ink, and I'm outlining it. And then I'm stamping off. I'm lining up. Okay, didn't do as good of a job on that one, but it's going to work. And then on our envelope is where I'm going to do the other one. I think it was too far away from me. There's so many things that you could do with this stamp set, really. From being real basic to being real fancy. All right, we are done stamping. I will show you some of the other things that I did. So I started by, this would be if I use the pecan pie outline, and then I stamped in full strength in the crushed curry. So that was one option that I had, and I liked that. But I sort of liked the softness because of the paper that I was using. I liked how soft that was compared to that. And then in this one, I did gold embossing, and then I stamped it in full strength over the top. And you can see I put some Wink of Stella on there as well, because we are going to Wink of Stella these to give them, and I'm going to start that. I should do that right now. We could go ahead. Now, when you add the Wink of Stella, what it does is it kind of colors in, it spreads out the ink that's in that stamp, that inside image. So see how it kind of spreads the ink out a little bit? do the same thing here. Here I was off a little bit, but I think that's okay because it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, I'm gonna brush that off a little bit to make sure I don't get green into my crushed curry. So I don't know if you can see the glitter, but oh my goodness, that just sparkles. I'll give these all some glitter. I mainly wanted to see, and you can kind of see a little bit that when I did add the Wink of Stella on here, it kind of pulled a little bit of the brown along with the yellow, and it made that a little bit darker. I mean, this is what the outline is, and that's kind of what the inside is. So it did make it just a little bit darker. All right, I'm going to put these other things away. So I wanted to show you some different ways that you could use different colors instead of using the same. All right, let's put our card together. Again, this is going to be our quick and easy to put together. Goes together really fast. I need to make a quick card. I need to make a whole bunch of quick cards to throw in the mail. So I'm just going to put this across here. This is crushed curry again. Right, and then our squares are, we're going to pop up on some dimensionals, and they're just going to go right here. Now you could put them upside down or like they're falling down, but because this paper had all of them kind of facing up, I decided to put all of them facing up, but then I put the one inside facing down. So it doesn't really matter. But we're going to pop these up on some dimensionals. And I probably don't need 4, but I like my stuff not to have like saggy centers so that when it goes to the mail, it doesn't, like when it's going through that meter reader thing and the center's kind of saggy. If I only put one on the top and the bottom, that might happen. So better to just put 4 on. All right, so I'm going to do my 2 ends first, and I'm just going to try to keep an even border on those 3 sides. And I do it, and then I'm going to put the other end on and do the same thing, and then center my middle one. Okay, so I'm trying to make those an even border on those 3 sides. And then now all I have to do is put the greeting in the center and center it. And it will look good. All right, and we're going to attach this to our card base. Hey, Julie, glad you could join us. We're just getting started on card 1. This is our easy layout card that I'm choosing, and we're using some of the new scrapbooking paper that Stampin' Up! Just released this last Wednesday. All right, I have some linen thread and my bow maker. And I'm going to make a double bow. Here we go. And then I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm just going to curl those tails of the ribbon a little bit to make it a little more, I don't know if it's whimsical looking, and we'll kind of trim these off a little bit. Maybe curl this one after I did that. There we go. All right, and that's going to go up there, and whoops. I'm just going to take a glue dot. Sorry about that reach. I tried to put everything in front of me so I didn't have to reach as much, because it seems like my camera goes a little blurry every time I do that. Okay, so I put the glue dot where I want that to go, and then I'm just going to press the knot right inside of there. So you're simply the best. Some things never change. I just thought that was so cute. Oh, look at this. I never even took this off. What was 4 by 3/8 inch? I think that was from last week. Okay. So there's our card 1, and I didn't put any of these on. I thought I did. We do have these faux glass, which I love these. I think I couldn't decide where I wanted to put them, because I felt like if I put them one in each square, it kind of looked off. I thought about putting them down here, and then I thought about putting them on the paper, and everywhere I put them, it just seemed like I was forcing putting some gems on. So I did end up just leaving it like this, because I felt like the glitter in the leaves, which you can kind of see that a little bit, that sparkle. But just a super easy card, goes together. And if you don't have these stylish shapes, just cut out some squares, and you can cut them out whatever size you want. I don't even know what size, what the dimensions are for this. And I don't see my ruler sitting right here. I think I had it out to help with my mom with something. My mom is a rock star. Can I just tell you that? Those of you that know my mom know this already. But Wednesday night, I had to go to back to school night. So I was gone on Wednesday with Lila. Thursday night, I had to do the scorebook for our volleyball game or match. And so my mom came over on Thursday and she said, put me to work and I'll spend the night with Lila. So I'm doing these samples of all of our designer paper that's in the mini catalog for my team meeting next week. My mom cut everything for me. She has all of it in bags ready to go. She worked the entire time I was gone, and she's just, couldn't have done it without her. So there is our first fall card. Thank you, Amir. Yeah, it's your go-to. I just love this layout. It's pretty easy, and but yet it features, I thought it went together with that new paper. So there's our card number 1. All right, let me put this away. Let me get some room back here to make our next card. All right, our next card is going to feature, what do you think it's going to be? I'm going to get all the stuff out that I'm going to share with you. So it is going to feature the Autumn Expressions bundle, along with the Splendor of Autumn, I think it's called, designer series paper. We are going to use some of the woven golden leaves, and I'm also going to bring in this Forever Plaid, which is with the reindeer set. We're going to bring that in. So the coffee one, Julie, I'm going to do next week. I already promised everybody that. I thought about doing it this week, and then I changed my mind. Sorry, I dropped a card. And we are going to use some wild wheat. All right, so here was the deal with this set, why I was struggling with it. I love the paper. There's so much you can do with the paper, right? Love these dies. There's so much that you can do with them. And I'm going to show you, like, this is how they cut out. I cut one out here so that I could have it for you. So they cut out the frame. Now notice that this one is a little bit thicker outline. This one's a little bit thinner. That's a little bit smaller inside, and that's a little bit larger. So you can put these on top of each other. So you could put them in different colors and you could layer them on top of each other if you wanted to just use the inside. You can, this has a little score line on it, so you can fold it in half, and then you can put either designer paper, or you can stamp your greeting, and you can put that inside of there. And then it has this little, which we're going to use so you can see it. It has this little chain, so it looks like it's a little wall hanging, I guess, that you could have. It has this cool leaf that has a whole bunch of kind of like stitching in it, and same thing with this leaf. So I loved the paper. I loved these dies. My thing I was struggling with the most with this bundle is, like, I can use this on something, and I can use the paper on something else, but I was finding a hard time using it together because this paper is so beautiful. Why would you want to cover it up with this big thing over the top of it, right? So then I was using this. I call my mom. I know, right, Denise? I couldn't use this along with this paper. So that was where I was struggling with this stamp set. So I was thinking, is there a way that I could use all of it together and feature all of it together? So I came up with a fold that I think works pretty well for that. So let me get the pieces out here, and you can let me know if you think I did an okay job or not. Like, look at this embossing folder. Oh, this is with, like I said, the reindeer set, but I've used it with a whole bunch of fall cards because I think it's so cool. It's one of my favorites right now. And it's one of those really big ones. So really you could put two 4x5 1/4s in here, one up here, one down here, and run them through at the same time. It's so cool. All right, that's if you're mass producing. It's really nice. Okay, let's get some dimensions for our cards here, for our card here. So our card base, where am I at? Right here. Our card base is going to be Cajun Craze, and this is 7 inches by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 from that end. All right. Then I have another piece of Cajun Craze that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 1/2 inch on one side. Okay, so that's all you do is score that at 1/2 inch on one side. I have some wild wheat that measures 3 1/2 by 4 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to cut. Oh, and I also have this little 1/2 inch by 4 inches that I also cut as well. That's going to be for the inside. And I don't think I put this down. This is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be for the inside. I'm going to show you how I cut the piece of designer paper so that it worked for this card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it the way that the paper goes, like how I want it to, how the image is meant to be seen, right way up, right? I'm going to cut 2 3/4 inches off that. And then my second cut is going to be this left side piece. I'm going to cut 5 1/4. So I'm going to put the bottom here, and I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. Okay, so there's one of my pieces. What I had left here was 3 1/4. And what I need to do is I need to cut 4 inches from the bottom. I hope I did that right. Now I'm second guessing myself that it was supposed to be 2 1/2. Let me look. I was doing this late last night. It was supposed to be 2 1/2. Let me get another piece. Let me do that again and let me change it. Okay, here we go. Let's do this again. Let me quickly edit this so that it is right when you go to do it. It's going to be 2.5. This is what happens when I do things late at night. I make mistakes like that. 1/2. And we'll save it. And now I'll show it. Okay. So 2.5 from the end, 5.25 from the bottom. And then the third cut on this side is 4 inches from the bottom. Okay, so all you have left are these 3 little pieces. Now I will use that other one that I had on a different card. I'll make something else with it that works. All right, it will not go to waste. All right, so that is how you cut the designer paper. Now, what I did was I cut out the thicker end. So I didn't want to waste paper by cutting out something that I didn't need. So I just put this on a scrap of Cajun Craze, and I cut out just this portion right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these little pieces on the top because that's where my chain is going to be attached. Hi, Kathy. And then what I'm going to do is along the bottom here, I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut this part off. So I didn't want to waste paper and cut the whole thing when all I really needed for this one was the front frame. Now I could have folded it in half, but I didn't want it to get that thick. I could make do with just this. All right. I also cut out the inside part. So I just put the white right here so it could cut out this inside part so that I could put my greeting on there and then put this little puzzle back together so that it has a frame. The greeting has a frame. And then I cut out the little chain. Doesn't that look cool? That goes there to make it look like it's hanging. And we have a pumpkin pie leaf and a mossy meadow leaf that we're going to be using because it pulled out some of the other colors in our designer series paper. All right, let's go ahead. The only stamping that we have to do on this is to put a greeting on this label. And I decided that the greeting that I wanted to use was the Grateful for You. Like I said, there are so many things that you can do and so many cool cards. Hi, Tammy. And I love this set completely, but I was struggling with how do I use it all together. So this was a way that I found that I could use it all together. And I'm just going to stamp this Grateful for You in Wild Wheat ink on that label. Loved this font. Thought it was really, really cool. Now, the other images that you have in here, there's like this tree ring. There's the wheat. There is a leaf here, and there are dies to cut all of these things out. May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. I love that. And I could have put that in here, but the Grateful for You, I thought I can add what I want for a greeting afterwards based on what I'm using the card for. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be using this for. So I'm going to just leave it for right now. Okay, what I'm going to do, what I found was the easiest, is I'm going to piece this back together and I'm going to put it down on my thing. I'm going to take a little bit of Scotch tape and I'm just going to tape this back together. And I'm just going to put it in a couple places, and then I'm just going to help. My dimensionals are also going to help me. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals here and here. Kind of putting them in all the places where I can actually kind of hold this together just a little bit better. And then we'll throw some in the middle so we don't sag. All right. The other thing I found is that I decided it was easiest for my card that I was making to, hi Kay, just put these right underneath there like that. So what I decided to do and what I found was pretty easy to do to attach this is I ended up putting glue dots. So you can kind of see this is the front of the chain. This is the back. On the front side, I put a glue dot on each of these little hanging things. Now you can also have that hanging on the outside. There's also like a die that's like the little pin that comes kind of between the two, like if you were hinging them. And then all I did was work to kind of get this in the same location on both sides. Whoops. I pushed it down too soon. Okay, so there is our little chain for holding our greeting. Right, and now we are ready to put this card together. So on the inside, I did this little, I think it's 5/8 of an inch. I didn't put the dimensions down. I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to actually open up my liquid glue and I'm going to use that because anytime I'm using something that's embossed, I like to use the liquid glue because it kind of gets in all those little creaks and crevices of the embossing and holds it just a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. This is my inside layer so that I can write a greeting, but it'll bring in a little bit of what's going to be on the outside to the inside of our card. So that's going to go in here. Okay, and I try to do this side right here. It doesn't matter if it's not completely even, but I try to even those three sides out. And the other one should be even as well. And then this is going to go here. Probably thinking, what does she mean she's not going to cover it? Oh, shoot. You know what? I just messed up. Let me pull this up. What's nice about our Stamp and Seal, if you're not using the Stamp and Seal Plus, it does remove pretty easily. Did any of you think, I think you should be doing that later? I think you shouldn't be doing that yet. We're going to go ahead. And what you do is once you get it up, you just kind of twist your paper a little bit. I'm kind of like pulling and twisting it this way to the right, and it does come up. We have to put this down. I'm actually going to use some tear and tape on this. This is our little opening piece that's going to be on the side. That's actually going to contain our greeting. So I'm going to line up. I'd rather have it a little higher than lower. Or even. There we go. So that's going to go there. I'm just going to, in my corners, throw just a little bit more adhesive so this doesn't look like I tore it up. There we go. All right, would have never known that I had to pull that off, right? Okay, so that's going to go over like this. So we're going to technically cover it, but when they open up, when they open this up, that's going to be there. And look at this. I thought, why not put a little bit of that paper, like the rest of the design, over on the other side, so that not only do they see it on one side, they get to see that pretty paper on this side, oops, as well. So they're going to open it up and they're going to see all of this beauty. I have to put just a little bit more tape maybe there, or just press it down more. Even it out with my bone folder. There we go. I was starting to see that I had ripped it up. Okay, this is going to go on our front like that, just to add a little bit. I'm going to use glue again. This just added a little bit with having that embossing on there, I thought. You could also use the back side of any of the paper has all of this. You could use something like that as well if you didn't want to emboss. Okay, and then we're going to take these off. I have to practice using my take your pick tool to do this. I like take the whole dimensional off for some reason. I don't know if I'm sticking it in too far and start getting just the pieces of paper on the top, but I take the whole darn dimensional with it. So, all right. So then, whoops, this is going to hang from there. And to give it just a little bit more on the front, these woven golden leaves, there are technically two sizes in there. There's like a bigger one and there's a little bit smaller one. I'm going to try to grab one of the smaller ones, which this one looks like it's, I'm trying to see here. I think there's two different sizes. That's what I've been told. Yeah, I think these are the smaller ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a glue dot. I'm going to cover this up so it doesn't matter that it's a glue dot. And I'm just going to put that up there. And then I'm going to take a glue dot on each of these. Whoops, put them on the back. Put a glue dot on that. I'm going to press a glue dot on that. And I'm just going to, whoops, I put that one up. I had to put it on the right side. Just going to have that hang like that. That one go over the top of it just to add a little bit of color. And then this wild wheat ribbon, woven ribbon, I think it's called, is phenomenal. It makes the best bows. So, and it's so pretty. I love how it has like this white in the center of it. That's just kind of real airy. Just want a small bow. And we will take a ribbon. And what I want to do is I want to just cover up the edge of that leaf that's there and where these two kind of overlap each other. So I'm just kind of putting that up there. And there is our card. Kathy, that's your favorite ribbon. I know. Like, I don't need my bow maker to make a bow with that. And that's usually when I know it's a really good ribbon. So we have our Grateful for You, which we get to see this die set all in, you know, like with the chain and with the frames and stuff, and get to see even some of the little die cuts here. But then I still get to see the beauty of this paper when I open it up. And you could easily put like some sort of a greeting on the inside if you wanted to go along with what you're grateful for, or just write a message to the person that you're grateful for. Okay, and super, super easy card. Let's actually, I didn't think of anything for the outside. I don't have this all. Kathy always laughs at me. I don't put my stamps together until I use them. And she's like, why don't you put them all together when you get them? I'm going to get a block. Okay, I don't have the right size block available because I have things all on blocks for my card buffet in a couple of weeks. All right, so for those of you that aren't sure how to do this, this is a good lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the sticker off of my label and I'm going to push it on there. Now this is where I usually take my take your pick tool And I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. There is always a slit in the center, and then you want to pull off this, and then you want to line up that with your stamp. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. I'm trying to look at this over the camera. Okay, so there's that. Let's grab some Cajun Craze along with our wild wheat. I don't even know where I think this is the envelope that I was using. So let's do a little Cajun Craze. And I have chamois here somewhere, right here. I still have one of my incisions is super, super sore. So sometimes when I go and reach for something, I go to sit down, I do something, and all of a sudden it's like shooting pain, which just happened when I did that. And we've got this. All right. So we've got a little bit of fall on the outside. We've got a lot of fall on the inside. Yeah, this would be a great card for Thanksgiving. You could do a happy Thanksgiving on the inside, Mary. That's great. Yep. The other greetings that are in there, change can be beautiful. I think that would be really, really nice for someone who got a new job or somebody who's retiring. What a nice saying to have. Have a perfectly lovely day. If you were doing it for Thanksgiving, you could use the grateful for you and then have that on the inside of it. Or may the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. That would be another thing that you could do with Happy Thanksgiving as well. So yeah, this could be a great Thanksgiving card that you could send. So that is our card number 2, trying to highlight all of the different elements together for this autumn express. It's actually called Splendor of Autumn, I think, is the actual suite. And this is one of the card kits that you can get for the World Card Making Day. Let me get you that information. So World Card Making Day is October 5th. I'm going to be going live 3 times during the day. Each one of those will have a different card kit that you can purchase to make along with me. One of them will be featuring the frosted trees. One of them will be featuring this Autumn Expressions or the Splendor of Autumn. And the other one will be featuring the Sentimental Christmas. That is, let me show you where it is. That's this one right here. Okay. And what I will have is I will have a form. Oh, thank you, Kathy Miller, for answering that for me. I will have a form that will be linked in all of the videos. And I'm planning to, because I know a lot of people can't comment on YouTube because you don't have accounts. So I'm going to attempt to go live on Facebook as well as YouTube that day. So you could watch me in either location. And I will have a form that you can fill out. I will take all of those names, put them in a spinner, and we'll spin live for some prizes. And you can actually purchase the kits so that if you want to make the cards right along with me, you can. Stampin' Up! Does not allow us to stamp any images and mail them to you as part of a kit. So you would either have to have the stamp sets to go with it. You could purchase from me the stamp sets that you wanted to go with it. Or you can use other things that you have at home and just make the cards the way they are and substitute greetings and substitute anything that you might need for making the card. So that deadline for signing up for that is on Monday. And so I will put a link in the description of this video. And I will also put another link on Facebook for those of you that are on Facebook. So if that's something that you are interested in, I'll just put that out as a reminder that all registration for that. You do not have to buy a kit to be able to watch the videos. However, when I do those videos, I will not be taking the time to do all of the banners that have the dimensions. I'll just be making the cards. So you could see how the cards are made and just kind of guess what the dimensions are. Or if you wanted to buy the kits, you could. Okay, so our cards for today, we have the Grateful for You. We have our You're Simply the Best. Definitely a fall theme today. Let me turn my light back on. Here we go. And I will come back to you. I am here. All right. So I'm just looking to see if there were any other questions. I don't think that I see any other questions. It looks like Kathy answered the one that Kathy Kessler had. All right. I think that's it. So I will be live again next week, Saturday. I know I said I have a team meeting, but it's not until 11 o'clock. So I'm still planning to go live. My plan right now is to use the Reindeer Days stamp set or that bundle along with the coffee one that has the autumn stuff in, and it also has like hot cocoa and things like that. It's got the pumpkin pie and the donuts. And so I'm planning to do that. I also, I think I'm going to wait till the week after for that. I was going to say that I was going to show you the little gift that I made. I would make the gift that I made for my team members. But I think what I will do is I will wait on that until the week after so that it's a surprise for them next week. And then I'll make it with you the week after. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I have enjoyed my time with you. I will be back again at the same time, 8:30 next week, Saturday, for some more stamping. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I hope that you can find some time in this weekend to be creative and to make something special for somebody that you love. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.